What I'm going to tell you, Chosen One, will permanently alter your life. There's a reason you're seeing this video right now. God has a purpose for you. You are going to hear a message of transformation from God. It is no longer your responsibility to fight from now on. God Himself is taking control of your riches and success. Therefore, your financial problems are about to come to an end. Those who formerly made fun of you for your lack will soon realize that God is showing the world how rich you really are, and the plenty you have been hoping for is coming. Nothing will stop the gifts that are already coming your way. This is your time and your season. To help us achieve 20,000 subscribers, please press the like button, make a comment with the number 99, and subscribe before we go further into this profound insight. This number will intensify the message of abundance and bring strong energy into your life. Your spirit already understands that this truth is for you. Therefore, if you are truly a chosen one, you will stick by me through everything. Your life is going to alter in ways you can't possibly fathom, so be ready. Every journey has a turning point where the blessings start and the struggles end. The burden of money no longer rests on those who have been selected by God. He has a responsibility now. The universe's creator, who has planned every second of your life, has assured you that there will always be plenty. This is a divine assurance rather than just a wish or hope. Your success is built on the unwavering foundation of God's faithfulness, not on your own hard work or hustling. Regardless of how much is taken from it, picture a river that never runs out and always replenishes itself. God's provision for you is like that. You are destined to lead a prosperous life as His chosen one, not because of your hard work, but because He has promised to support you indefinitely. This divine obligation is evidence of His steadfast devotion to His word. It's time to put an end to our struggles and begin to have faith in God's provision and this unbreakable bond. Your requirements have already been satisfied, so you may relax. You are now walking in the assurance of His provision rather than being vulnerable to life's uncertainties. You will find a calm that surpasses all comprehension when you accept the fact that your wealth is a sign of His love for you. This serenity comes from knowing that your future is safely in His hands, not only from the riches that will be yours. Something changed the instant you embraced your divine calling. You transitioned from a life of hardship to one of divine provision. You've outlived the days of fighting scarcity, pushing yourself to the bone and being afraid of the unknown. You are already experiencing the wealth of God's promises in your life. With God's mercy and favor, what seemed like an endless uphill trek has become a smooth, downhill journey. It is more than simply material richness when you enter this divine abundance. It's about an overflow that affects your relationships, your health, and your purpose in life. Wealth is the richness of life that God wants for you, not just having money. You will experience the joy and serenity that come from being blessed by God when you accept this reality. It completely changes the way you think and how you perceive things. It was God's perfect will, not your power or abilities, that selected you for greatness. You no longer have your share of the struggle. Divine riches that beyond your wildest expectations is what awaits you right now. Let go of the burdens of the past and have faith in this new reality. The moment has come for you to get what has always been yours. According to God, confidence comes from knowing that you are backed by a force bigger than yourself, rather than from being self-sufficient. You navigate life with an unwavering certainty that all you require will be provided when you accept the faith of divine supply. You are certain of God's unwavering kindness and His resolve to keep His promises in your life, so you are no longer uncertain about the future. Imagine a child's assurance that their parents will always take care of them. This youngster isn't concerned about where they'll get their next meal or whether they'll have a place to live. As you enter the abundance that God has reserved for you, you are encouraged to embrace this type of confidence. Your heart will be filled with the same confidence and security. which will make every action you perform simpler, lighter, and more tranquil. To have faith in God's provision is to live without fear or uncertainty. It entails having faith in God's timing and His ways, even when the way forward appears unclear. You may release the tension that arises from attempting to control every situation once you realize that He is your source. Now you may live with the assurance that God's plan is always flawless and working out for your benefit. You won't have to work nonstop to make ends meet anymore. From now on, God is in charge of riches. All you have to do is submit to His plan and have faith in His timetable. God will have more room to do His miracles in your life the more you let go of the weight of attempting to manage your financial destiny. This is an active attitude to religion, where you believe that God will open doors to wealth beyond your wildest expectations as you go forward in obedience. The universe was created by God, who also spoke the stars into being. If He can accomplish such amazing things, He can undoubtedly meet all of your needs. Nothing is too big for God to manage, even the money and assets you require to achieve your goals. You will start to see how everything comes together to provide you with what you need at the exact moment you need it as you move into this reality. Knowing that God is in charge of money relieves you of the need to solve every problem on your own. You may concentrate on trusting and carrying out your calling, rather than fretting about how you'll make it happen. You may anticipate having more than enough to live a life of influence and plenty when God assumes responsibility for your wealth. Now is the moment to dispel any uncertainty you may have over your financial future. God is not a guy who should tell lies, and He keeps His word. You may be confident that He will find a way if He has called you to live abundantly. Your aspirations are not too lofty for God, and you may achieve your objectives. In the spiritual world, things that appear unattainable in the natural world are already done. God's plan for you involves a riches that will surpass your wildest dreams, so there's no need to disbelieve it. Financial success is a concept that many people find difficult to grasp because they think it is only for a chosen few, or that they are somehow undeserving of immense fortune. However, you have been selected. Greatness is in your destiny. You will get riches that will help you achieve your life's mission in addition to benefiting you personally. God will make sure you have the means to fulfill your mission, whether it is to assist people, fund charitable endeavors, or create something that transforms the world. Miracles are possible the instant you put doubt out of your thoughts. You will witness more of God's promises being fulfilled in your life the more you match your thinking with them. You are not destined to struggle or live in poverty. Financial abundance is part of God's plan for you, and it will come to you in ways you never imagined. Accept the fact that God is going to make you a billionaire and let go of any uncertainty. The knowledge that God will provide is really powerful. It makes you feel secure, at ease, and certain that nothing in this world can take it away. You may live a happy, free life, free from anxiety and fear, when you know that your needs will be satisfied. Knowing that God's supply is constantly at your fingertips changes the way you live and gives you the confidence to take risks. This is a faith that is grounded in God's promises and experience, not blind trust. Consider all of the instances in the past when He has supplied for you, including every miracle, breakthrough, and prayer answered. God will continue to provide for you, as evidenced by those instances, which were not coincidences, but rather divine provisions. The more you think about this concept, the more you may use it as a basis for your life. You may proceed with assurance when you know that God will supply. You don't need to worry about the future or be afraid of the unknown. Your life has already been prearranged by the universe's creator, who has paved the route for your success. With this understanding, you may take on any task knowing that God will provide for you. People may unavoidably doubt, ridicule, or criticize your accomplishment as you start to live out your divine prosperity. Let me clarify, though, they are not a concern of yours. You cannot let other people's thoughts or ideas affect what God has promised you. No one can take away your abundance, which is evidence of God's faithfulness. No one can curse you if you are blessed by God. When others make fun of your goals or downplay your accomplishments, it's simple to lose hope. But keep in mind that God, not them, is in control of your future. No human perspective can change the fact that He has pronounced prosperity over your life. Your success and prosperity are evidence of His favor and His provisional capacity. In times of ridicule or uncertainty, rise above. Remain focused on God's promises, and keep in mind that the blessings you are experiencing are a testament to His kindness and power, not just for you. Your abundance will speak for itself as you ascend above the cacophony, drowning out any obstacle in your path. God's plan for you is one of eternal richness that will endure for generations to come, not a band-aid solution. This divine prosperity comes to you as you act in accordance with God's purpose. It is not something you must always seek. You must put out effort by believing and obeying, not by straining or battling. The wealth will come once you accomplish it. The world teaches you that perseverance and hard work are the keys to success. Although diligence has its merits, God has a different plan for you. It's about trusting that He will deliver the increase and resting in His provision. Your life will overflow with benefits when you live in accordance with His purpose, and you will be in a position to accept everything He has promised without being overly exhausted in the process. The greatest kind of freedom is this type of divine provision. You no longer need to worry about where the next blessing will come from, or live in dread of lack. God's purpose for eternal richness, a treasure that surpasses what the earth can provide, is reflected in your life. It's time to totally accept that this is what God has planned for you. Wealth is a tool to help you achieve your divine mission, not merely for your own delight. Remind yourself that tremendous riches entails enormous responsibility as you enter the abundance that God has promised you. This duty is a pleasure rather than a burden. You have the opportunity to change the world, change lives, and leave a legacy for decades to come. Your riches serves as a vehicle for advancing God's kingdom and enabling others to enjoy the same benefits that you have. In ways that nothing else can, wealth, when utilized properly, can change societies, mend families, and spread love. This is how heavenly prosperity really works. The lives you can impact and the good you can accomplish in the world are more important than the possessions you can purchase or the kind of life you can lead. Your money will have a deeper meaning when you accept this duty, and you will feel truly fulfilled. You are supposed to share your heavenly fortune. You will receive more if you offer more. The adage, "What you sow, you reap," is the foundation of abundance. You will experience an even bigger flow of blessings if you utilize your wealth to further God's kingdom and help others. You have been selected to utilize your fortune to achieve a greater good, and you will enjoy the satisfaction that comes with leaving a lasting impression. It is a concrete expression of God's faithfulness to you when you start to feel divine wealth. His promises are firm, unwavering realities that never falter. They are not just platitudes. You are receiving more than just financial gain as you enter the plenty He has planned for you. You are also learning more about His love and loyalty. God's unwavering nature and His desire to see you thrive are reflected in every benefit you get. Consider the times in your life when you've seen God provide for you. Perhaps there was a moment when you felt totally powerless and He offered a solution that was better than you could have ever dreamed. Or maybe it was in the little, commonplace mercies that remind you that He is always there. The constant, continuous supply that demonstrates God's faithfulness at every step is what defines divine richness, not just the major triumphs. Your heart is filled with wonder and thankfulness when you recognize that the riches you are enjoying is a gift from God, rather than something you earned on your own. It causes you to see things differently, from effort to grace, from striving to receiving. You realize that God's fidelity to His word is the reason for everything you own. You may rely on this divine abundance to keep flowing into your life, both now and in the future, because He is dependable. There may be some who question your achievement, or even make fun of your newfound blessings as you accept the rich life that God has for you. The fact is, however, that they are unable to touch what God has blessed. The prosperity God has planned for you cannot be lessened by any amount of criticism, condemnation, or derision. No one can oppose His favor once it has been placed in your life. The beauty of divine plenty is that it's about achieving the purpose God has for you, not about proving others incorrect. Your success and wealth will be self-evident. Eventually, those who formerly made fun of you will be amazed by what God has accomplished in your life. They will realize that it was always about the divine favor bestowed upon you, not your own skills. Your achievement will eventually serve as evidence to them of God's goodness and His capacity to change people's lives. Keep in mind that those who criticize frequently do so because of their own fears or misconceptions. Your reality is defined by God's Word, not by their ideas. Thus, don't allow anyone's negative influence you, and remain steadfast in His promises. The mockers will eventually go as you live in the fullness of God's blessing, leaving behind the indisputable evidence of God's favor in your life. To live in the fullness of God's provision is to live life as it was intended to be, plentiful, tranquil, and devoid of want. This is a profound, all-encompassing sense of being rather than only a surface-level sensation. You're thriving, not simply getting by. God's abundant supply affects all aspects of your life, including your relationships, finances, health, and goals. It's everything under God's hand. It takes time for God's supply to become fully available. It's a path of increasing reliance and confidence in Him. You will start to notice more and more proof of God's concern for you as your faith deepens. Because God is dependable and has a life of fulfillment planned for you, you will see possibilities that look too good to be true, doors that open without effort, and miraculous breakthroughs. This fulfillment comes from believing that God will provide for all of your needs and more, not from obtaining everything you desire. There is no fear of lack when you live in the abundance of His provision. Knowing that your Creator is walking with you and providing for you in ways you cannot understand allows you to face each day with a heart full of thankfulness. God has called you to live this life, one that is filled with pleasure, serenity, and plenty. Achieving financial success doesn't need making a bold leap into the unknown. Rather, it involves taking a confident stride with the knowledge that God will be by your side the entire while. Knowing that everything you require for success is already en route to you is known as divine certainty. You don't have to question whether you're headed in the correct direction or whether things will turn out okay. God has already gone before you, so you may move on with complete assurance. Knowing that your activities are in line with God's intention for your life provides you the confidence to take risks. You can take action without fear, whether that action is investing, starting a new business, or seizing an opportunity. You are aware that not only is God with you, but He is also paving the road. It's time for you to confidently enter into the plans He has already put in place for your success. Walking in God's favor naturally leads to wealth. It follows you as you stay true to Him, rather than being something you seek for. You will start to see how everything comes together flawlessly, naturally, and in accordance with His divine plan as you go forward and put your faith in His supply. Your prosperity is a potent testament to God's unwavering responsibility to provide for His chosen ones, and it goes beyond simply being a personal blessing. Each and every income, benefit, and resource that enters your life is proof that God is keeping His word to you. It serves as both a reminder to the world that His word cannot make things better and a live, breathing example of His faithfulness. You are living as a testament to others, not just for yourself, as you enter your divine riches. Your life will provide as indisputable evidence to others that God exists and fulfills His promises. Your accomplishment will encourage others to put their faith in Him and think that they, too, may benefit from His provision. Your life turns into a ray of hope, a brilliant illustration of what occurs when we put our faith in God's provision for us. This testimony is for future generations, as well as for the present. Your family and community's future will be shaped for years to come by the money you acquire. You will leave behind a legacy of plenty, trustworthiness, and the indisputable fact that God is a provider who never fails to fulfill His promises. You have been selected for greatness, and God bestows greatness onto you. It is not something that can be acquired. You are no longer subject to the trials, disappointments, or problems of the past. It's time to let go of any memories or bad ideas that could be preventing you from moving on. God's plan for your life defines you, not your history. Though it is not without difficulties, the path to greatness is also paved with divine support. You create space for the abundance of God's gifts to enter your life when you let go of the burdens of the past. Even if your past is full with conflicts, your future is full of triumphs. Now is the moment to accept the greatness reserved for you. Enter the glory that God has planned for you by accepting your divine calling. The restrictions of your past no longer apply to you. You have the freedom to confidently enter the future He has planned for you. A future full of success, meaning, and a life that exudes His glory. Nothing can stop you from rising to the occasion. Divine prosperity is a promise that never expires, not only a fleeting sensation. It is a blessing that is unbounded by human constraints and flows freely and continually. Accepting this promise opens the door to an infinite and endless world of riches. There are no limits to God's provision for you. In terms of material, emotional, or spiritual richness, He has assured you that you will have everything you require and more. Imagine the ocean's immensity, its boundless vitality. God's provision in your life operates in this manner. It is an unbounded, limitless resource that never runs out. You begin to realize that there are no limits to your achievement or obstacles to your advancement as you lean into this divine promise. The wealth that God has planned for you is far greater than the blessings you currently enjoy. Every second is a chance for more to enter your life. You are not bound by the constraints of the world when you live in divine abundance. The concepts of abundance and overflow govern God's kingdom, whereas the systems of lack and scarcity govern the rest of the world. As a child of God, you have this heritage, which is not just for you, but also for everyone around you. Your success is supposed to ripple out and have a significant influence on your family, community, and the entire globe. This divine prosperity involves more than simply worldly belongings. It also involves leading a life in which all of your bodily, emotional, and spiritual needs are met. Every aspect of your life is impacted by God's wealth, which enriches you in ways you cannot fathom. Furthermore, your potential is indeed boundless, since His riches is endless. Accept this reality now, and let the overflow to start. You start living a life that far beyond your expectations when you give yourself permission to completely appreciate the splendor of God's provision. Your fantasies become actual blessings, and what you previously believed was unattainable suddenly becomes your reality. Meeting your necessities is only one aspect of God's provision. You will also get more than enough to lead an exceptionally fulfilling and purposeful life. We frequently set boundaries for ourselves based on what we believe is achievable or what we believe we deserve. However, we enter a world of blessings beyond our wildest expectations when we let go of these constraints and put our faith in God's provision. God wants to bless you abundantly so that you might benefit others, not merely to provide for your needs. His provision is intended to launch you into your destiny in a way that surpasses anything you could have ever imagined. Aligning with God's intention for your life is the direct cause of this abundance. It is not a coincidence. The more you believe Him, the more He lets you take advantage of chances and open doors that are beyond your wildest dreams. God's supply always surpasses your expectations, whether it be in the form of financial breakthroughs, professional progress, or personal development. He is an abundant God, and your abundance reveals His splendor. When we cease struggling and begin to trust, we will see the full splendor of God's provision. We discover that what He has in store for us is far better than we could have ever dreamed when we submit our ideas to His will. It's a life filled with pleasure, joys, and surprises that keep strengthening your trust in His kindness and provision. The benefits you've been waiting for will start to come to you spontaneously and miraculously as you enter a new season. This is a time of plenty and divine provision rather than hardship or lack. You will start to experience an abundance of benefits that seem to come out of nowhere when you align yourself with God's purpose for your life. God's hand is at work on your behalf, directing events, creating opportunities, and bestowing rewards in a manner that only He can.